let's talk about this year, 2025. It's the last day of the year, so we might as well. Anyone else like this year feel like a curb stomp or a punch in the face? That's what it felt like a few times this year to me. Like, man, it was a hard, especially the last 6 months of the year. It's been pretty frustrating, like bang my head against the wall. And my life's not even that terrible, right? Like, I've experienced way worse than the things that I've gone through this year, but it's just been a frustrating year, like a step on a Lego or a Lego inside of your shoe kind of a year, but the shoe is duct taped to your foot and you just can't get the shoe off. So you're just stepping on a Lego all day long. That's what this year has felt like in a lot of ways. I pick a word of the year every year, and the word and phrase I kind of picked this past year was "at our best." That I wanted Samantha and I to be at our best, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and relationally. And in a lot of ways, we've grown. In a lot of ways, I'm doing way better than I was at the end of last year. My health's in a much better spot. I'm working with a doctor to get some blood pressure stuff in check, getting some vitamin D deficiency solved, and really starting to track and count my calories. So like that's been a pretty fun process. I've never really given that a good try, and so I'm really excited about that. That's been a fun process. So far, I'm actually enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, just being intentional about what goes into my body. I've given myself a little bit of grace to the holiday season, but that's been, just it's holidays, so let's just enjoy it, but don't go overboard was kind of the MO. But as we start with the first of the year here, I'm like, all right, like I'm ready. I'm going to lock in. I've built some solid habits over the past year that I think will sustain me as we move forward. Samantha and I went to Disney this past year. It was beautiful. It was awesome. Had a great time with our friends. It was a great trip. Went to Myrtle Beach. I'd never been to Myrtle Beach, so that was a lot of fun to be out there with my in-laws, Sam's parents, for that. It was a great trip. And then, there's been a lot of good, fun, blessingful things this year. Blessing. There's been amazing blessings this year. Just stuff God has done in me and through me. I think of all the wins, not only just Sam and I growing in our marriage and our relationship together and really collaborating and working together better, but also, I think of the wins of God showing up in my life and doing some really cool things inside of my heart, and continuing to speak to me and lead me and guide me. That's been so evident throughout the process of following Him. It's been really cool to see the wins of this past year. I wrote some down on my iPad here. Because I can just tend to forget on an off-the-cuff video like this, but I'm so thankful for the student ministry team. It was a hard year for student ministry, and the student ministry team, shout out to them. They were just sustaining. They were a sustaining force. We were steady and agile team, and I loved it. And it was just amazing every step of the way with those people. I'm thankful for the countless friends in ministry who have met for me with coffee or talks on the phone or who have processed their stuff with me. I'm so thankful for them. I'm really thankful. I started this year working with a ministry called Standing Stone, and it's pastors shepherding pastors. And I have a pastoral counselor through that ministry now, and it's confidential. It's just somebody I can talk to who's outside of my ministry context. And I talk to him about every area of my life, marriage, ministry, family, everything. And he has been so helpful. His name's Denny. He's a rock star. Love that dude. And he is just so helpful, such a guide, and such a force in my life. And I've really appreciated that. And I've never met this dude in person. And it's just been so freeing and helpful to have somebody outside of my context speak into my context on a regular basis. So I've really appreciated that. I'm really thankful for my guy Stu, who I meet with. Shout out to Stu every Thursday at a coffee shop, and we talk about life, and he invests and pours into me and challenges me. And so I'm really, really thankful for that relationship. He makes me a better disciple maker. Man, there have been so many clear things in my life this past year of just how God has moved amidst the challenges, amidst the Lego in the shoe. I've just seen God do some really cool things, both in student ministry, young adult ministry, and discipleship ministry as I've gotten to lead those at MCC. I'm really thankful. I'm thinking of young adults right now. We're getting ready to baptize a young adult on January 4th on Sunday morning during first service, and I'm so stoked about that first baptism of the year, and it's a young adult. I'm stoked for my dude Evan, because it's what the ministry is about. It's about people. It's about young adults learning to follow Jesus and it radically changing their lives. So I'm super thankful for the ministry and what it's doing. I'm thankful for student ministry, even though it's been a hard year for our student ministry. It's been a hard year for some of our leaders in student ministry. God is moving so powerfully through our students. We had 8 student ministry baptisms this past year, and a majority of them were students baptizing students or leader baptizing a student. And so that was just so cool to see, and I was super thankful for those baptisms and how God kind of moved in that regard spiritually in the lives of students. It's been a lot of fun. Super thankful for what God's done this year. I know I don't always act like it. I know like it's easy for me to be cynical. I can definitely be a glass half full kind of guy, but man, God moved powerfully this past year. And now, with it being 2026 in a few hours, it's time to start thinking through and pondering through what's next. What does 2026 look like? And so I've never done a video like this before, like or a little bit of a reflection and a forecasting to the next year. But I wanted to share some stuff with everybody on social media and just kind of give like where I'm thinking and where I think I'm God's calling me this year, and just sharing some stuff like that. The theme for 2026, I pick a theme for every year or a word for every year. The theme for 2026 is to build better systems. One of the things that's become very obvious to me over this past year is some of my systems are just outdated. And how do I want to say this? As my life has changed, and responsibility has increased, and things around me and dynamics have changed, old systems are no longer working. I think that's just the reality. Old systems in my life are no longer working. So this year needs to be a year of building better systems, because I miss doing stuff like this. I miss creating content on a regular basis. Way back in the day, I used to create content all the time, but I was single and I lived alone and I had a job, and that was it. That's all I did. I had a job. I didn't have late night responsibility or early morning responsibilities or late night responsibilities or anything like that. It was just me. And I was just doing things. I had student ministry, and that was I really did have such a lane back in 2018 to 2020 that I was all right, that's my lane. I'm just kind of running in it, and it is what it is. And it was so much easier to create. And I've struggled to be consistent in content creation and be consistent in making videos and sharing thoughts and putting ideas out there because I haven't had good systems built around time. And so this year, I need to build better systems around my time. I need to build better systems around my time, not just for creating, but for learning. I love learning. Learning is one of my favorite things that I get to do. I love reading. So I want to develop more time for reading, and I want to develop more time for exercise and health. And I want to develop more systems to do those things that I think will take me farther this next year. I really, really do. And so that's kind of the theme for this next year. And I kind of got some goals that I'm really going to be pursuing. One of the goals is a YouTube channel, Practical Discipleship, where I want to share thoughts on how people can live a practically transformed life for the sake of other people. That's really what I'm super passionate about these days. And so I want to create content on the regularly, helping people do that. I'm developing a school community where people can go and get extra content outside of the YouTube page or outside of the email that I write, where they can get poured into in that capacity. So I really want to focus and invest in those avenues this next year. And one of the ways I'm doing that is I wrote a book. It's an ebook. It's 94 pages. Amazon classified it as a 90-minute or less read. And so that's really cool. But it's called, let me get the title exactly right here, A Simple Plan for Spiritual Growth, the 2026 edition. And so I'm really excited about it. I think it is something that will help people grow in their faith. It gives a really clear 30, 60, 90-day plan on how to grow in your faith. And I was urged to get this done by my friend Jake. So shout out to Jake Brando for challenging me and pushing me to accomplish this. And so we got it accomplished. It's live on Amazon. It'll be linked in the description. So be sure to check that out because I'm really proud of it. You can buy it. You don't have to buy it. I don't care. I'm proud that I did it. I've not published anything in 8 years, on a book side of thing. And so that was a big accomplishment for me to before the end of the year, I did this, and I'm super proud of it. So check it out. I'm really, really pumped about it. I have another book that I've been working on for all year, and it's not quite done. It's got a little more than halfway, so I'm hoping to share more about that as we get into 2026, as we get a little further in. But this is kind of a primer for what will come down. Hopefully, more info in... I'm going to say more info in June. Hopefully more info in June. So we got some early morning writing sessions in January to finish it out. So I'm hoping. I'm not hope is a bad word. I'm working towards it. So pretty pumped about that. But yeah, I'm really excited. So because I think God's going to do some cool things through this personal work that I'm doing, and I also think He's going to do cool things through the ministry endeavors that I'm doing. I think God has fun stuff lined up for me this year. I really do. And I don't know where He's going to lead in anything that I'm doing. But I do know this, that all I have to do is follow Him faithfully and be faithful with the time, talent, and treasure that He has given me, and He will be faithful to me. That if I'm a good steward of what God has given me and I honor the gifts, talents, and abilities He has given me, He will honor me back. And so that's just one of those things that's like part of me doing, like making more YouTube videos, part of me working on this book, part of me publishing this ebook is all about like, hey, I want to be faithful with what God has given me. I want to be incredibly faithful with what God has given me because He's given me a talent and a treasure that can help other people live a transformed life for the sake of the gospel. And so that's the goal. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's never like, there's always like conversations like when you start creating online where people are like, is this to become like famous? Do you want to be like, the next XYZ person? No. I don't. I would like if the YouTube channel grew to like 100,000 subscribers, that'd be wild. That'd be insane. I would love that, but it's not for that. It really is it's to help people live like Jesus. And God has given me tools. He's given me a camera. He's given me a microphone. He's given me a mind that can think and a ability to communicate to people. And so I want to share what God has given me practically with other people. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to share boldly and unashamedly over this next year. And I'm going to invite you into the journey with me. I really am. I want to invite you into the journey with me because I think God has something for you in 2026. And I think He wants to transform your life in 2026. And I think He wants to help you practically follow Him. I really do. And so that's where I'm at for 2026. I want to build better systems to maximize my kingdom impact. I want to build better systems to maximize my kingdom impact. I want to build better systems to maximize my impact for my family. I want to build better systems to impact my ministries. I want to build better systems to do the work that God has given me. And so that's where I'm going. That's where I'm heading. I want to say thank you for watching this. If you watched all 13 minutes of this, in this rambling I've kind of done, this is a much more personal video. The videos I'm publishing on the YouTube channel will be much more specific and direct and less rambly and very consistent, a little more like short and punchy style content. So I'm going to encourage you to check that out. And yeah, I'm also like, I am really stoked about this book, a practical, simple growth plan, or a simple plan for spiritual growth. Like I really am. In it, we talk about how to build a rule of life. We talk about scripture, prayer, fasting, and Sabbath, and how you can use these spiritual disciplines to grow in your faith this next year, because we want to view scripture as the foundation of what we do. Prayer aligns our hearts to God's. Sabbath is not to escape, but to rest, to go back to the mission. And then fasting is so the Spirit can bear fruit in my life by denying the flesh. And so I'm super stoked about that. We got videos on all that stuff also dropping on the YouTube channel. So if you don't want to buy a book, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to give away a ton of free content around what I wrote in the book on the YouTube channel. All those videos are done, by the way, too. Before I recorded this video, I had to get 6 videos done. I did, because that was my commitment to myself. But before this video could be published, 6 videos had to be made. And they're made. I'm working on the packaging for them right now, and I'm getting them uploaded and all that fun stuff. So it's actually what I'm going to do as soon as I'm done talking. So I'm going to shut up now and go edit. So love your face. Thank you for being here. Yeah. See you in the next one.